sky when we walked in the fields of gold. So she took her love for to gaze a while among the fields of barley. In his arms she fell as her hair came down among the fields of barley. Will you stay with me? Will you be my love among the fields of barley? And you can tell the sun in his jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold. I never made promises like these. There have been some that I've broken, but I swear the day is still left. We'll walk in fields of gold. We'll walk in fields of gold. There have been some that I've broken, but I swear in the days still left, we'll walk in fields of gold. We'll walk in fields of gold. See the children run as the sun goes down, as you lie in fields of gold. You remember when you were swans among the fields of barley. You can tell the sun in his jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold. When we walked in fields of gold. When we walked in fields of gold.
Flock of birds hovering above, just a flock of birds how you think of love. And I look up to the sky, pray before the dawn. Stay far away. Sometimes they arrive, sometimes they are gone.
No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come, love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. Whether you're black or white or gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Good morning, Claremont Center for Spiritual Living. How are you this morning? It's so nice to see all of you. You know what I heard on NPR coming in this morning? They were talking about Lake Arrowhead is at its peak of fall colors. It's like I never think of us as having fall colors except for like 4 trees on the 405 freeway in Irvine. There's like one little island. But then they said there was a little snow this weekend, so you better get up there quick if you want to see it. Anyway, welcome everybody. I'm so happy to have all of you here. My name is Reverend Tracy, and we are a community of love and support and remembering. And what is it we're remembering? We're remembering that life is more than what we do every single day, all that little stuff we run around. That so it is important. It matters to us, and it's not the whole picture. We come here to remember that we are more than only our physical selves, that we are also spiritual magnificence. And isn't it good to know that? Everybody take a breath. See? Feel better already, right? We're done. No, I'm just kidding. Don't go anywhere. I want to welcome our folks that are watching online. Everybody raise your hands. Thank you all for joining us. We're glad to have you as part of this community. And this morning, our practitioner is Nisa Burrows. You know, the practitioners are, part of their responsibility to the community is to hold the high watch, to keep the consciousness of the principles that we believe in. The love, the prosperity, the wisdom, the space, this safe place that we create. This is the consciousness that they hold for us. And they do that on an individual basis with each and every one of you. If you'd like to, just ask Nisa. She'll do prayer with you after service, or you can make appointments with our practitioners during the week. We also have a prayer box on the back table if you'd like to write out a request for yourself or someone you love. We're happy to do that all week. And if something comes upon you in the middle of your daily activities, you can call our main number, and there's an option to leave a confidential message. And again, practitioners will take that into prayer. And what we know about prayer is that we align ourselves with that greater spiritual magnificence, which means we move into a place of peace and wisdom and whatever it is we're looking for, because that's always available to us. It's good, and it's good to have somebody help you remember when you can't see it for yourself. So do talk to our practitioners. They're here for you. We also have some great music this morning. Hi, Jeff. There's Jeff. And we welcome back the Jacksons. All right, so let's get started. We'll begin with a little centering. I'm going to invite you to turn off your phones, clear your laps, clear your minds, get comfortable where you are. We're going to go within, and then Nisa will lead us in a prayer and a reading. So taking that deep breath, and just allowing the sound of the bowl to take you within. For there is a place in every heart that knows love. And it is in this place that we remember you and I and Spirit are one.
We know there is but one mind, one presence, one life. Pure spirit that is perfect peace, harmony, beauty, and joy. This divine presence everywhere, and expresses itself through all that exists, ever present, filling all space. It's in each one here. It is that which is each one here. We are all inseparably connected with this one life. We live, move, and have being within this one life, each one a point of light within the one. I know and accept that each one here receives exactly that which is perfect for them to receive. As the one mind speaks through our beloved Reverend Tracy today, each one here finding an increase of understanding as she shares her deep knowledge and wisdom. Shares the truth of life. And in gratitude, I accept the understanding that of the truth that we receive for each one of us, knowing each one here is centered in the divine. I accept the joy of living as the reality of each one here, and releasing this word into divine mind in gratitude and knowing it is so, and so it is. And my reading today is from Science of Mind, November of 2016. I just wanted to start out. I had one little blurb I wanted to start with from the 2009. And it is a quote from Chief Seattle. Man did not weave the web of life. He is merely a strand of it. Whatever he does to the web, he does to himself. Mm-hmm. And this is entitled Truly One. If you have a place, two living heart, if you place two living heart cells from different people in a petri dish, they will in time find and maintain a third and common beat. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Science of Mind textbook on page 332 says the unity of good is a revelation of the importance, for it teaches that we are one with the whole and one with each other. The biological fact that our very cells recognize their inherent oneness is proof that despite any argument our prejudices and biases may make to the contrary, the very nature of life is some essential joining force. About this, the poet and philosopher Mark Nepo wrote, "If two cells can find the common pulse beneath everything, how much more can full hearts feel when all excuses fall away?" What a grand thought. Our inherent oneness is what makes us social animals. Unless we are very introverted, we love to talk to strangers, meet others in smile or flash of eyes as we communicate a shared understanding about some amusing experience on the street. We're meant to be interdependent and in companionship with others. We're meant to be in relationship so we can learn how to love more fully, more completely. If you ever have been in deep meditation with a group, participated in a drumming circle, sung in a closely orchestrated choir, or let yourself go trance dancing with other joyful people, you know the wordless, awesome feeling of being in unison with many hearts. In glorious solitude, we feel our oneness with God. In company with the many, we feel our oneness with each other. Underlying every moment is the pulse of life itself, a rhythmic beat that divinely orchestrates the tides, the planets, the seasons, and our breathing. Truly one. How good it is to know my oneness with all that is. Today, I meet no strangers, only other aspects of God in expression.
Good morning. And thank you, Nisa. That was perfect, perfect. It's good to be here, and it's good to come together. We have brought a couple of new songs to share with you this morning. This first song is called Lift My Heart in Gratitude. When I lift my heart in gratitude and allow myself to see my vision through the eyes of love is very clear to me. And if the weather's cloudy and I can't find my way, the skies will clear when I look up and clouds will roll away. I rejoice in the colors that gratitude will bring. Puts a song in my heart and makes me want to sing. And the colors and the magic of which I often dream, that's a feeling that gratitude will bring. Gratitude washes over me, lights the way so I can see, connecting with my inner truth, thus transforming me. When I touch you with my heart, it explains just what I feel. The joy that I will share is the love that I now feel. I rejoice in the colors that gratitude will bring. Puts a song in my heart and makes me want to sing. And the colors and the magic of which I often dream, that's a feeling that gratitude will bring. which I often dream. That's a feeling that gratitude will bring. Yeah, that's a feeling that gratitude will bring. Thank you.
Thank you. So I think we'll just go ahead and light our candle for gratitude, shall we? That Ernest Holmes reminds us is a causative power. It is not a response. Well, it is a response. It's not only a response to things, it's actually part of what creates the world we live in. So thank you for that. That was perfect as always, you guys. Just delightful. All right, so a reminder that our theme this month is the alchemy of gratitude. In other words, it changes things. And the title today is Grateful Together. So we're in this season of Thanksgiving, right? A couple more weeks. Did you order your turkey yet? Or did you find out where you're going, where someone else will feed you turkey? Because that's always an option, right? It's a season of being thankful, right? Of family or friends or food or whatever it is we have that we consider blessings. And we're coming out of a season of quite a bit of stirred upness. That's a technical term, meaning everybody's just a little bit weirded out. And I want to start today by sort of figuring out where we are. We talked about last week that when we're working to center ourselves, when we want to stop the boat from rocking, we have to get steady. And the way you start that process is by knowing where you're starting from, which is how you feel in the moment. So you will have gotten a little piece of paper in your bulletin and a pen. If you did not, please raise your hand, and Mickey will come bring that to you. You need a pen and a little piece of paper. Anybody? Everybody? Okay. So all I would like you to do with this is take a moment and go within, just sort of check in with yourself and see what you're feeling this morning, right now. Where are you, either emotionally or mentally or spiritually? What's going on in you? And on the paper, just write one or two words, no names, just one or two words of where you are in this moment. And then as you finish, I'm going to ask you to pass those to the aisle so that they can be collected. Our ushers are still writing, so when they stop writing, they will collect. We probably only need one, there you go, one basket. Just pass them to the aisle, and we'll pick them all up and bring them up here. There we go. Perhaps we could have some note-passing music, Jeff. Yeah. All right, so somebody's happy this morning. All right, and then we're going to place them in this bowl right here. Here, let me come to the middle. It's easier. Just dump them all in. That's okay, don't worry about it. Couple more. One more. One more. All right. Now, what I know, thank you. Up. Oh, look, a late arrival. There we go. All right, so without even actually reading all of them, what I know is that we represent a gamut of expression. That there are folks that are still very stirred up and disturbed, that there are folks that have settled a bit in the last couple weeks. That sense of being of the unknown can cause anxiety for all of us, even if it's an unknown positive. We can be a little bit stirred up. So in this bowl is this diversity of emotions and expressions and feelings, really. And what I want to do is I want to bless this, and then we'll talk about how we deal with this, because this represents our world. And so I speak a word of love, that love might lift and fill and surround all of the things represented on these little pieces of paper that represent the little pieces of someone's heart. For in truth, all of humanity is contained within spirit. And where spirit is, love is. That right here in my hands, there is space for all of it, for all of us. That there is a place for each and every emotion or thought or idea, whether we call it good or bad, positive or negative. It is still an expression on that spectrum of light and dark. And it is good and very good, for even in its humanness, it is of the Spirit. And so I bless this full expression of life, knowing that each and every aspect is a gift to all of us. And so it is. You know, every Sunday I open with the words that, something along the lines of we are a spiritual community. We come together to remind each other of the greatness of life within us, even if it doesn't always feel that way on the outside. One of the reasons we come together is specifically to remember that, because the outside world's not always so good at reminding us that there's more to life than a to-do list, or a goal achieved or not achieved, or a report card grade, or did you pass your driving test one more time, So we come here to this sanctuary, to this safe place in community. And yet everything in there is all different, right? We are all, how many of you were raised in a spiritual tradition different than Science of Mind? That's, pretty much everybody. Nisa doesn't, she's fine. The rest of us are all over the map. How many of you were brought up in, with ideas about the right and the wrong way to get a job or to go to school or where you should live or who you should marry? We come from all these different backgrounds, whether it's economic or social or spiritual or religious or dogmatic or atheistic. We come from everywhere. So how is it we can call ourselves a community? How is it that what is it that we're coming, we're not just standing in the same room, because you can stand in a room with a lot of people and not feel a sense of community, right? So we've all formed our own unique perspective, but yet we're together. And I would offer you this. This is David Bohm and Robert Weinberg talking about society and saying a community is a link of relationships among people and institutions so that we can live together. But it only works if we have a culture which implies that we share meaning. For example, significance, purpose, and value. When we come together valuing similar things, when we come together understanding principles of living that we all agree on. We may not always agree on how to get there, how to express them. I may have an opinion about how you explain it versus how I explain it, and yet we have a shared meaning, we have a shared purpose, we have a shared set of values. We teach spiritual principle here that everyone in the room and online resonates with in some way. There's something here that speaks truth to your heart. The things The thing is, I think the world tells us that if we don't all feel the same or do the same thing or believe the same way, that somehow we're outside, that somehow we're other. I can think of 5 or 6 categories where I'm considered other, and you probably can for yourselves too. Yeah, see there? Some of you have really unique otherness. But we're not meant to ignore that. We're meant to appreciate it, and we're not meant to call it negative. But we do, or somebody does for us, right? Ernest Holmes reminds us in the book Living Science of Mind, he says, a person in our field would be deceiving himself if he refused to recognize that something could be wrong with the body and the mind, even though nothing could be wrong with the spirit. This would be saying peace when there is no peace, and we must avoid such an assertion. So this philosophy does not teach us to avoid how we feel, to negate matter, to say that the world is only illusion. We're living in it, so it's our illusion regardless. And the feelings that we have, or the emotions, or the reactions, or the intentions that we express are part of life itself. And we're not meant to say it's peaceful when it's not. We are meant to know that there is a greater truth beyond what we see in any given moment. We are meant to explore and discover what it is that is also going on. Every one of us has had an experience where we thought we knew what was happening, maybe we have a couple of friends that are a couple and they seem to be having trouble, and we in our minds think we know what's going on with them and what's best for them. You know, really, you should go take a vacation by yourself and give yourself some space. Then when you come back, you can talk. It's like, we don't know. We don't see the whole picture. We're not in someone else's head. But if we do our spiritual practice, we can make room for whatever is happening so that we might respond from a place that says, looks like you guys are having a hard time. I'm here for you. Because what do we do normally when we think something's wrong? We want to fix it, right? Or we worry about it. Anybody experienced any worry in the last few weeks? Yeah. And here's the thing, just because we're stirred up doesn't mean it's negative. And it doesn't mean we have to worry about it. Because Holmes tells us that worry is misplaced faith. Fear is simply misplaced faith. It's believing in what can go wrong instead of believing in what can flow rightly. We're called to pause when we realize we're worrying, when we realize we think we have to fix something, when we realize that maybe we're asking ourselves, what's wrong with me? Or better yet, what's wrong with you? That's a call for us to pause and remember, things unfold. They continue to unfold. All of who we are is part of the unfolding of life. And that's always for us, even when it feels like crap. It truly is. So we have to remind ourselves that right here in this moment, in this room, we have peace. Yes? We have warmth. We're nourished. We're sustained. There's enough air for us to breathe. Everybody take a deep breath. That breathing together. Nobody ran out of air. Nobody had less because the person next to them breathed. The world is like that. It will tell you that it's not, but it is. There's enough. We are enough. We have enough. So when we pause and we take that breath together, it's possible to feel grateful in this moment, which doesn't negate all of the stirred upness that's out there in the world right now. It doesn't change the fact that we're going to be spending time in a couple weeks with family and friends that may or may not want to talk politics around the dinner table. That's all still out there. And yet here, right now, in this moment, there is peace. And it is in me. And it is in this community. And I am always at choice to find that peace no matter what is happening. Everybody appreciates a first responder that stays calm. Right? Everyone appreciates the mother that can remain stable and navigate the children running back and forth and in and out. And oh, by the way, we got to get dinner made and whatever else you do all at once, because we know that as a parent you do all at once. So we too have to remember that that is part of who we are. This ability to know a greater truth when facing our fears, when dismissing our worry, when choosing to practice calmness and kindness in the face of someone coming at you in attack mode. We have choice. And that is our power. You know, all of these differences right here are still part of all of humanity. So ultimately, we are part of the human community. Most of us choose a segment to spend our time in because it's more comfortable. But what we're really meant to do in community is fill ourselves up and then shine that light out into the world. So when we leave here, we take this sense of, I belong, I am supported, I am loved. We take that with us. And people respond to us because of that. I may not know how to fix a problem in the world. I may not know how to solve the polarization in my country. But I do know how to be a presence of peace in a room full of people. I do know how to express kindness one-on-one with someone. I do know how to do something to protect or nurture the planet, even if it's just watering the flowers in my own pots. This is part of who we are. We aren't meant to all be the same. We are meant to understand that we all come from the same source. Holmes is very clear. He says unity does not mean uniformity. Life has set the stamp of individuality on everything, from a blade of grass to a person. There is unity at the center and variety on the surface. These variations are separate and distinct without being separated or isolated. Variety feeds on the unity in which it is rooted and expands through a consciousness of being one with the whole. Now, there are a lot of times when I do not feel at one with the whole of life. There are a lot of aspects of life that are disturbing to me, that I feel are destructive, that are toxic personally or emotionally. But the consciousness of wholeness, that I know I'm a part of. That I know is who I am. And I know it for you even on your bad days. Aren't you lucky? And you too can know it for each other. And when we have a sense of community that we choose, when we have a group of friends that we choose, when we have people we call family that we have chosen, then we know that we are anchored in that sense of belonging that is good for us, that allows us to be our best self. When we come together with these shared values, when we have a sense of being around like-minded people, or people who really see us and understand us, or when we're in a room such as this, or even online listening to something that resonates with our own heart, we find our own power, right? We feel empowered. And it's not just me being stronger, we're stronger together. This is how we change the world, one small group of people at a time, one heart at a time. And it doesn't matter if we're having a different mood or a different opinion, or we have different politics, or we're from different economic or social statuses. We're choosing to recognize what is similar rather than different. We're choosing to know that the greater truth of life is always present, even in the midst of all seeming confusion. And this is our strength. This is how we make a difference, not only for the world, but really for ourselves. This is how we show up as our best self to change life. Leonard Cohen is a songwriter, poet, and he wrote a couple lines that said, "The blizzard of the world has crossed the threshold, and it has overturned the order of the soul." And from that is an essay written by Parker Palmer. And I'm going to read it to you just because, well, I'll paraphrase some of it, but I want to read it to you because he makes some points as well as telling the story. And he starts with, "There was a time when farmers on the Great Plains, at the first signs of a blizzard, would run a rope from the back door out to the barn. They all knew stories of people who had wandered off and been frozen to death, having lost sight of home in a whiteout while still in their own backyards. Today we live in a blizzard of another sort. It swirls around us as economic injustice, ecological ruin, physical and spiritual violence, and their inevitable outcome, war. It swirls within us as fear and frenzy, greed and deceit, and indifference to the suffering of others. We all know stories of people who've wandered off into this madness and been separated from their own souls, losing their moral compass and even their mortal lives. They make headlines because they take so many innocents down with them. The lost ones come from every walk of life: clergy and corporate executives, politicians and people on the street, celebrities and school children. Some of us fear that we or those we love will become lost in the storm. Some are lost at this moment and are trying to find the way home. Some are lost without knowing it, and some are using the blizzard as cover while cynically exploiting its chaos for private gain. So it's easy to believe the poet's claim that the blizzard of the world has overturned the order of the soul. The soul, that life-giving core of the human self with its hunger for truth and justice, love and forgiveness, has lost all power to guide our lives, if you believe it. But my own experience of the blizzard, which includes getting lost in it more often than I like to admit, tells me this is not so. The soul's order can never be destroyed. It may be obscured by the whiteout. We may forget or deny that its guidance is close at hand. And yet we are still in the soul's backyard with chance after chance to regain our bearings. When we catch sight of the soul, we can survive the blizzard without losing our hope on our way. When we catch sight of the soul, we can become the neighborhood, the workplace, and even in political life, as we are called back to our hidden wholeness amid the violence of the storm. I'm going to invite our ushers to begin passing the rope. And as we pass the rope, I want to talk about how, as a culture, we focus so much on our differences, right? Over the course of the history of our species, we've spread to almost every corner of the globe. Time and distance have given us different languages and customs and cultures and religions and countless other distinctions. They've even given us superficial differences of appearance. Sadly, far too often, we have defined ourselves by the meaningless that makes us distinct rather than the depth that binds us. We often define ourselves by our differences, forgetting how much more we have in common. We share a common humanity, and we are stronger when we work together. So as you hold on to the rope, think of these words from the Dalai Lama: differences in religious beliefs, politics, social status, and position are all secondary. When we look at someone with compassion, we are able to see beyond these secondary differences and connect to the primary essence that binds all humans together as one. There we go. It's coming to you. Hang on to the rope. Yep, we've got enough. Wow. If you two move over there.
Come on over here and love each other.
There we go. And those of you that aren't holding on, go find a seat next to someone where you can hold on to the rope. Yeah, let's tighten that rope up. Graham, pull tighter there. There we go. There we go. Get back in there. Watch yourself there, Mickey. Yeah. There we go. Over the top. It's good that we have the short person in the middle. So I want to ask you, what does this metaphor of the rope mean to you? There you go, Jeff. What is it that will allow you, what do you hang on to that allows you to keep on in this world in the spirit of love, in the spirit of truth and justice? What is it that you are able to anchor yourself to in the middle of a storm? Anybody want to just call out a couple words? Love. Faith. Connection. Patrick. I understand that. Absolutely. Right? We all have our people. We have our communities. We have our friends. We have our beliefs. We have a philosophy that teaches us it's possible to be calm in the eye of the storm, that it's possible to love people who treat us badly. We don't have to be in their presence, but we can still love them. We have practice that reminds us that deep within us is a place of calm always. And we can get back there if we'll just pause and maybe breathe and remember that in this moment, all is well. All is truly well. And it's not about big, huge master plans to save the world. This is really just about what are we committed to? What relationships do we choose to be in? And what are the touchstones that remind us who we really are? This Sunday morning is a touchstone for a lot of us. Me writing a talk every week is a huge spiritual practice for me. Because, well, first of all, I can't get up here and talk to you if I haven't figured something out for myself. And the truth is, we're all figuring something out for ourselves as we go. But we don't have to figure life out. That takes care of itself. We just have to be reminded of who and where and what we are aligned with. We are aligned with an infinite source. We are aligned with the spirit and power of love. We are aligned with that which makes our hearts sing. That's why we're here, is to sing. And we can do that no matter what. In fact, we must do it no matter what. So I'm going to ask you to gently put the rope down on the ground at your feet so that when we do start to move around once again, nobody trips. But know that you are totally connected. Know that you are part of a community and that is part of your rope that gets you safely from the house to the barn and back. Or if it's really the olden days, from the house to the outhouse and back. Sometimes we have to go out in the world, right? But we have a rope of hope. We have a way home, no matter where we find ourselves. And we can also offer that to others. This is what we do for each other and with each other. So appreciating this power that we have in this community and the love that we find here and the love that we offer. This is the gratitude together that we're talking about. And this is what brings us back to a sense of peace and of our own power. Namaste. Before I go into prayer, I want to give you one more quote. My friend, Reverend Patty Paris, down in San Diego, the originator of the pass the rope trick. She said, when you're in the middle of your feelings, especially if they feel quote unquote negative to you, she says, demand to know what the gift is. You know, you claim your truth, right? We teach that you claim your truth. Demand to know why you're pissed off. What is there for you? What is there that is part of transformation and growth and transcendence? So, and because she's about this tall, when she said it, it made me laugh out loud. So let's take a moment. Let's take that sense of laughter and hope and connection in to that heart space where love is, where the truth of us resides, where all that we are is held in this bowl of acceptance. For there is a place that is called spirit, and in this place there is only that which nourishes life, which supports and uplifts all that is alive, and is all alive. There is that place in our own hearts that knows a greater truth, a greater peace, a greater love. And how good it is to spend time remembering that we come from an infinite source of all that is good. And choosing to spend our time discovering and uncovering and recovering how we can be that bigger expression of life. How we can let go of what holds us back or tamps us down or keeps us hidden, and instead find ways to fly. Find ways to embrace all that life is. Find ways to be that light and support for someone else. And for all of those things which are discomforting, for the trauma of the world, for the pain and the suffering that does occur in some lives, in every life at some time, let us remember that that is never all of who we are. That healing is possible. And that whatever small thing we do for love creates a larger impact than we could ever imagine. And so let us not hesitate to be in and of the world as the truth of who we are. We can trust that as we show up for good, that we spread that throughout the corners of the earth. That whether we see the results or not, we are choosing solution rather than problem. We are choosing to lift up rather than press down. We are allowing our hearts to fly free, even if we're afraid. For truly we are magnificent beings. Truly together we remind each other, we catch each other when we fall. We offer up our light when someone else's dims. Truly together there is a oneness that cannot be denied. And for this I am grateful. So very grateful for everyone in this community and in the larger extended community and in the community of humanity. For it is all for us, and we are here for all the best reasons. Blessed and a blessing. And it is good, and so it is. I invite you to join me in saying our affirmation, which you will find in your bulletin. Please repeat after me. I appreciate my spiritual community. I know that Spirit is at work through each one of us. Our love is healing us all. And so it is. All right. We have a little more music from the Jacksons, please. Yeah.
Thank you, Reverend Tracy.
You're welcome.
That was perfect.
Good morning. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the last song and the song that we're about to do. Okay, these songs were written this week. Okay, these songs were written after we sat down last week. Okay, and we couldn't come to the service, and we sat in our living room and we watched Reverend Tracy. And after we finished watching that, she went to her tablet, I went to my tablet, and we started writing. And we wrote, and we probably got up in the middle of the night, 2 or 3 in the morning, several times, and wrote down, lines that were inspired by you. Thank you. And then Monday morning, went out to the studio and we started writing the songs. So that's where they come from. And they also come from you, because you're all in this song. I'm so thankful for this life that I've been living. Each moment that I feel this love we share. And when times get tough, we all come together. It shows how much we care. I know there may be times when we face troubles, times when we could use a helping hand. But don't forget that we all have each other. In spirit we all stand. As long as we use our understanding, an open heart and patience as our tools, we will find a way to work together. For love's inside of me and you. So thankful for this life that I've been given. Each moment that I feel this love we share. And when times get tough, we all come together. It shows how much we care. As long as we use our understanding, an open heart and patience as our tools, together, for love's inside of me and you. For love's inside of me and you.
Thank you. Ooh. You already know I adore you. And it proves my point. You just don't know how you showing up authentically as yourself ripples out into the world. I know people listen to our service online. I know sometimes you come up to me after service and say, hey, thanks for saying that, or that really helped me. Look, there's a whole bunch of songs written from me speaking from my heart. And what I want you to know is that this is true for all of us. So the fact that you took this and wrote that and sang it here, You're all going to go out with this into the world. This is how it works. This is why we come together. This is why we take the time to nourish ourselves so that we can be this for each other. And thank you for waking up in the middle of the night. I know about those midnight notes. I'm not the only one that has a pen and paper by my bed. Because if you have to turn the light on, it's all over, right? You scribble in the dark. Oh, thank you, my heart, my heart, my heart. All right, all kinds of goodness happening. So a couple extra announcements. First one is, you may have noticed that the water in the restrooms is a little bit iffy today. That's because, as Ed put it, someone in 1959 had a big rock right next to the joint in the water main on the driveway, which eventually, like this weekend, pushed a hole or broke it apart or pushed it apart, and so we had to have a water main fixed last week. And so the water was off, and then the water was back on, but then that means, there's air in the lines, and it's a little rusty looking, and for some reason the chapel didn't really come back full force. So the restrooms in the sanctuary are open. If there's too much of a line, let us know. We'll make sure the hall is open. They do work. It's just slow. Be patient. There's nothing really wrong that we can't fix with a good plumber, but that's not happening till tomorrow. So just be patient. And I want a huge, and I mean huge, round of applause for the man who's been out here over the last 5 or 6 days playing plumber, water main, city guy, let's do things with the toilets. Let's thank Ed for his work here this week. You never know how your good work is appreciated. All right, our flowers this week are compliments of Betty Francis. Thank you very much, Betty, for donating those. They're beautiful. Sign-up sheets in the back. If you would like to sponsor flowers on a Sunday, you get to take them home with you when you go home. We are having a fabulous Sakatumi Sunday month. We've got all kinds of socks back there, so thank you to everyone who's donating. We have a couple more Sundays where you can bring socks. They'll go to Foothill Family Shelter. Remember, you can do socks for anybody, men, women, children, babies, pets, I don't know. They make dog socks? I guess they do make dog socks. Your dog won't wear them, but you can get them if you'd like. It actually is a great help to the shelter to have specific things donated. It allows them to replenish their supplies and get ready for winter. Next month, we'll be doing things like hats and gloves and scarves. If there are people on the streets, it's getting really cold at night. Nothing like a warm knit cap to help with that quite a bit, or a pair of gloves. So that'll be December's. But this month, it's socks. So thank you for sucking it to us. Reminder that you are all supposed to be out there pounding on doors and bothering your friends to buy See's candy for the holidays. That's a fundraiser for us. And you want chocolate. You do. And so do they. You just might have to remind them. There's a QR code that's in the e-blast or on our website. And there are worksheets if you want to just sign people up and hand out the candy when it comes. You can do that as well. They're in the back. And if you have questions, talk to Shelley. She is the chocolate queen.
Yeah. Orders are due by December 1st.
December 1st. Okay, so just a couple more weeks to get those orders in. The more you spread the chocolate, the more we benefit as a center. It's a very fun way to raise money, and you get something sweet out of it. So do think of who else you haven't talked to yet that might want to order chocolate. And if you don't like chocolate, they have toffee, they have peanut brittle, they've got molasses chips. You'll figure it out. Save the date. We have a Christmas luncheon coming up December 8th. December 8th, right after service. It's going to be a pasta bar and dessert. And there will be a gift exchange. So bring a $10 or less gift to do a trade with. We usually have a lot of fun doing that. And there are little flyers in the back for more information. But for sure, just save the date. So after service, we'll go to Holmes Hall and play Christmas lunch. It'll be fun. You'll see. Before that, however, is Thanksgiving. And the Wednesday night before the holiday is the Interfaith Thanksgiving service, which this year will be held at the Mormon Stake, which is on Beltline, right? Baseline. Beltline is in Dallas. That's from 25 years ago in my past. Don't go there. Baseline and Mills. 58 East Baseline. 758. See, there's a flyer. Go get the flyer. Anyway, if you've been to any of them before in Claremont, it's a fabulous evening. It's all different faiths talking about gratitude. There's music, there's readings, there's a little bit of talking. It's a great way to see someone else's sacred space, as well as just to hear from all different traditions and how, as Ernest Holmes says, we really do all teach the golden threads of truth. Everybody teaches gratitude. It's a wonderful, wonderful evening. That's Wednesday night before Thanksgiving on the 27th at 7 p.m. We're still looking for a couple people to help out on the AV team. So if you want to play with the cameras and the music and the sound and give Ed a break back there, this is a great time to spend a little time back in the booth and get to know what all those little knobs do. And just think you'll be able to mute the minister at will. There's power in that room, I'm telling you. All right, let's see, anything else? Oh, a couple things. Yes, Susie has a flyer. Oh, there's that too. I'll come right back to that. Thank you. A flyer for the Claremont Chorale, which is performing soon, the 7th? December 7th at 4 p.m. An hour and a half of beautiful choral music. The Claremont Chorale is fabulous. And she's got flyers in the back and tickets for sale. I think they're $25 each, yes. And it's, it puts you in the Christmas spirit. It's that classic sound that we associate with traditional Christmas. So do take advantage of that. And how many of you have been before the Christmas concerts? Yeah, really lovely, really lovely. All right. We've got that. And then one more announcement. Some of you have been asking me about Brad Weathern, our practitioner. He has recently posted a GoFundMe on Facebook, and he is just looking for revenue streams. So he's doing a lot of different things. Social Security doesn't cover a whole lot, and he has some medical expenses. So he has a GoFundMe page. He's taking on new practitioner clients. He's doing a couple different things. Maybe with his writing, he's exploring, looking for ways to support himself through his recovery, and anything that you may want to do or be able to do, he would welcome, even if it's just a phone call to say, hi, how are you doing? So those of you that know Brad, make sure you reach out and say hi. He reached out to me just to say, do you think it's okay if I do this? It's like, of course it is, because sometimes we don't know people need help unless they ask. So he's asking, and we want to be here for him. So let me know if you have any questions about that. He's basically in good health. It's just a long, slow recovery. He had a stroke some time ago. And, if you've been around someone who's gone through that, it's kind of up and down, right? You do a little better, and then you kind of have a bad day, and then you do a little better. So he's riding that ride. So we're here to help him and support him. What else? Did I miss anything? Okay, I think, contributions. Maybe we should contribute to our community. Yeah, let's do that. Because we know we can't outgive God, and what we do from our hearts in love goes out into the world and brings more love. So say with me our prosperity affirmation. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now. Thank you. Just a reminder, if you're online, you can donate through our website or in our e-blast. There's a link. You can also set up a regular contribution through PayPal or text to give. All of those are ways that you can continue to support us. All right. Now, is there anything else? We got it all? Okay, I think we're good. All right, so let's stand up, move to the side of the room, and sing along. If you don't know the words, just clap.
Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you.